Hello YouTube, this is Kebble39, and today I am doing a server review. This is a server I used to play all the time whenever I'd get on. Me and a couple buddies would play here and there, and we'd always play, and we were trying to be that peaceful faction that you see every now and again. Well, wait, what? Sorry, something just popped up on the screen. But yeah, today the server I'm reviewing is MC Assassin, and today with me I have the owner of MC Assassin, Marine MCA.
Hi, I'm Marine.
Alright, so, okay, I don't know how most other people do server reviews, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask you a few questions, Marine, and answer if you want to, and if you don't want to answer them, just tell me, and we'll move on. Alright, so, anything special you want to tell us about the spawn?
Well, you know, spawn is basically this. It's very simple here. Outside of spawn, you're in war zone, so you're pretty much only in safe zone while you're inside this square area. Nothing too fancy. We just want to get straight to the game from here.
Okay. Can you be shot from? Can someone shoot you while standing out? If you're standing in here, can someone shoot you from war zone with like a bow?
They can shoot you, but they can't hurt you. The only way is if you're leaning like this, you are now in war zone, as you can see. If you look in the screen when you
Yep.
do that, yeah.
I see it right there. War zone,
Yeah.
not safe place to be.
Right.
Safe zone. Alright, okay. So, what would you say made you, well, okay, first YouTube, this is actually a redone of, like, didn't you say you just resetted the spawn and did a reset of the whole entire world, really?
Yes, we just reset the world. The old map was 2.5 years old exactly this summer. So we had a lot of builds. There was a lot of bases. Spawn was getting out of hand. It was getting laggy. Too many loaded chunks. Too many mine places. To be exact, we had almost 71,000 players visit our server during that time. So yeah, it was pretty wrecked. So we thought we'd give it a fresh start and not build too big in spawn.
I can vouch for them. I know how bad it was. Just to find good, decent land to actually build on where you didn't have to worry about being either too close to a person or running into someone else's mine, you had to go so far out. Also,
yeah, there's still videos out there of the old how big the spawn was. You guys can check it out on our YouTube channel. I'm sure KBO will put a link on that.
I am. Next thing, this is still a faction-based server.
Sure is.
Is there peaceful factions, or is that still no longer a thing?
You know, we did have a peaceful faction, and it was mine, and I decided on not having it again. I don't need a peaceful faction. I am a type of guts and gore type of guy. I don't believe in peaceful, so I like the nice PvP fight. So
saying that while
negative on the peaceful factions.
Saying that while wearing complete diamond armor, enchanted, yeah.
I swear I come in peace.
Okay, well, let me just say though, the factions were so much fun. This server, whenever it was back before the reset and all that stuff, if you wanted to go out there by yourself and be a lone wolf, you could be. It was no problem. You had plenty of time to build up your army before anyone would really do anything. Then you could go out and attack, or you could be the faction that no one ever knew. Like, you were just there. You're in the background, no one really said anything about you. Or you could be the middle ground, which I tried to be with one of my factions, where you're like, okay, there's a war between these two factions. Let me get in the middle right here and help both sides or try to stop the war. But there were a few pretty good wars out in the old server, or before the reset. There were some good wars.
Can you name a few top factions? Do you remember any?
I just remember my factions, Hidden, Shadow, and the very first faction I joined in on this server, Slytherin.
I remember. Hidden faction. Hidden, what was it?
Hidden, Shadow, and Slytherin were the three factions I was in.
Okay, that's the one I remember, the second one.
Shadow?
Yep.
Yeah, I tried to create this shadow broker and all that stuff. Tried to be an information dealer. That did not work out. But the server really, like, okay, here's the question for you. Like, what are some of the rules of the server that are the big things that aren't the typical big things?
Well, you know, all servers have like a guideline, and we follow those. But I think my personal pet peeve is racism, homophobia. I mean, you get on here and you call kids names. You don't know what their sexual orientation is nowadays. I don't want any of that. You know, I don't support bullying of any kind. Now, if it's in game and you're upset because someone kicked your ass or something, you know, I understand. You're gonna rage for a second, but if you keep going and you start talking about family members and your mom, and I'm not okay with that. That's definitely going to get you a immediate ban. Of course, if you disrespect me or disrespect any of the staff members, that's an automatic ban. Because, I mean, we work very hard to bring this server for you guys, and we just don't deserve that kind of player in our server. That's about it, really.
Okay. What would you say would be your crowning achievement of your server?
Be a little more specific, if you don't mind.
Like, what would you say was the best thing you ever did in the server, like build-wise?
Oh, man, I wish I could show you.
They'll be able to see the video if they go to the other link.
Yeah, you know what? MC Junkie, I got to give him a lot of credit. And at the beginning in 2011, we started MC Assassins, by the way. And December 2011, I got to give a lot of credit to my buddy Tusk Hunter. He still comes on and he plays. He's a trusted player. But, I mean, he made our famous marquee, which if you look up, it's up there. I mean, he made that. I change it around once in a while, but that is our logo. He actually made that. So, I mean, I'm very proud of it. I give him complete props for that. We had it on top of our spawn, on top of our ranks room, on our old spawn. You guys can go on our YouTube channel. Just go to MC Assassins Gaming on YouTube, and you could, you know, basically it shows all of spawn. So again, to answer your question more specific, I'm proud of spawn. I mean, MC Junkie helped out, and Tusk Hunter helped out in it too, and it was there for 2.5 years, guys. It was hard giving it up, but I had to do it for all the players that would come on, and they were just lagging really bad because it was trying to load all them chunks. So I think spawn I'm the most proud of.
Okay. So let's just go out and kind of show out the place a little bit, all right?
Sure, all right. I'll follow you.
By what I can see already, not like, okay, I can see the first actual, well, maybe not. That might be just a tree I'm looking. Nope, vines. You really can't tell that any players have been on. Like, since the reset. How many players?
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Or how many players, like, have, okay, well, change that. I can see the first sign of players.
Yeah.
The first sign. Look at this. Look at this. But most servers, if they were to do a reset and how popular they are and how many people just flood it, this area wouldn't exist. This would already be cleared out.
The thing is, you're still in a region. You're right on the outside of a region. So, I mean, it's protected. But, yeah, you're right. We don't, let me straight something out with you guys. We're not very popular, but, I mean, I'm sorry, we're not very populated, but we are popular. I mean, a lot of people just come and go through the server. Like I said, we've had 71,000 players. You know, out of those players, you know, a lot have not stayed, obviously. It's not their cup of tea. We stick to old school Minecraft. We don't have all these fancy mini games and all that. But we do offer Plots World, which is creative, and we do offer Skylands, which is also like a small mini game, another map. But that just started maybe 3 months ago. So
I mean, say though that is a fun game though.
Yeah, I think I fell in love with Island World when I first played about a year ago. So I mean, I had to have it on my server. It's a smaller world. The only way to get to it is through spawn if you click a sign. So. I understand what you're saying. This thing should be deteriorated by now, but I think it's only been reset for about a week. So,
but I'm
in a
saying,
couple
like,
of months,
okay,
you'll be able to notice.
I could play on 2 different servers. I can think off the top of my head. I'm not going to say them because we're doing this server, this server. But you can't even go 10 feet out of the protected zone before it's like, oh well, everything's gone.
Wow, they're pretty busy then.
Yeah, you fear on some days you might not get on. That's bad, and I hate that. Like I said before, this server, if you want to play with your friends and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get on, well then you're on the wrong server. This server right here, it's not overpopulated all the time. It's always open almost. You and a buddy can always jump in and be like, let's go play. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, you get a feel for a few hours that you're by yourself with your buddies on the server, because it's not a populated server, even though we are popular. If you look up MC Assassins anywhere, you're going to see in Google, you're going to see about 20 search entries. I mean, 20 pages of search entries. So we've been around a while. We've paid our bills. So I mean, but you're not going to see 20 people a day and stuff like that. This is not that type of server. Definitely not. We're not here to make money. We obviously, it does cost money to run. We appreciate all the donators and any future donators, but I mean, we are not here to make money. We're here just to have a server, like KBO says. If you want to get like 5 of your buddies to come on and play after school for like a couple of weeks, this is a server for you. If you don't want to be bothered with getting your heads cut off every 5 seconds, you know, this is the server to be at, you know?
Something else, I speak out of experience.
Okay.
I've played on the old server. More likely I could go find it again, or not find it, but I could go find an area like it. But I joined the servers, got in a faction, and then I ended up getting control of the faction. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of close to spawn. Let me go somewhere else. I thought I went super far away, but actually I was even closer to spawn. But I did not know that for months because no one came close to me until finally a junior mod was like flying around and was like, hey, you know you're really close to spawn. I was like, okay, well, But the place was a little shack on an island. It would be, I'm trying to think of a good example, like a red dot on a white screen.
Oh.
That's how obvious it was.
Are you talking about the old map on MC Assassins?
Yeah, the old map.
Yeah. Well, here's a small mistake I did, which it's not really a mistake. I guess I meant to do it. But I didn't do a world border, and I did over 40 warps, and honestly, it was millions and millions and millions of chunks. And you know, you could go anywhere, really. Now we've set a border. And you know, you can actually find some factions, you know, if you go on adventures. So yeah, this is going to be much funner this time around. Like I was saying before, I know last time on the old server, like you said, you didn't have a world border. You couldn't find anyone because they'd be 20,000 miles or 20,000 blocks away from you, and they'd be underground and hidden, and you just couldn't see them. On this one, even with this border, I have a funny feeling that it's still going to be hard to find other factions. It's just going to be like, because every time I've ever seen a faction, only very few people ever build an extravagant faction above ground. All the factions I've seen have been below ground. Right.
Now, I can't say I have raided a few factions before.
But what's the fun of not raiding, though, man? That's the best part of it, you know?
Yeah. I love the fact that there's no peaceful factions and all that stuff. I gotta say, I've played servers where there's peaceful factions. Like, one of my servers is overran by peaceful factions now. It's like, before it was fun because I can't say much. I use that server as a building one where it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go build. Nothing more. But this one, it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go hunt down a player. Let's go.
Sweet.
Yeah, this server I have more fun with, like with the small group. The other one, it's like I build. I literally will build until I'm sick of building, and then I'm like, all right, well let's just leave that.
Well, KB, I'd like to thank you for this server review, and I always will thank you for being one of our first donators. You have been great. You followed all the rules. I mean, you've legitimately helped the server by donating and by being on all the time, and especially by taking care of us and making a server review about us. I mean, you know, you're a model player, and any server should be very proud to have you on their server playing.
Well, you don't know the dark side of me. I'm sorry to say that. I'm a troll. I am a troll.
Well, you know, as a server owner, I only see the good, so.
Right, so let's go back over to the spawn real quick, for one last peek at that. Do you plan on expanding on the spawn, like making it look a little better, or do you believe that is it?
No, I'm actually in the works of making a new spawn and expanding the world border a bit.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see what Mojang, or I should say Minecraft's going to do with the 1.8, update. Until then, I won't really be able to move in the spawn. So enjoy it for a month or so, and then, yeah, there's definitely going to be a bigger spawn with buildings like I had on the other server. Not as big, but it's going to look nice.
Yeah. All right. Like always, thank you, Marine, for the tour and everything like that, explaining about the server and what's changed and everything. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to stay on here as much. And also, I've always wondered this. What's up with the cape? Why?
Oh, man, that's my little, I don't know how to explain it. It's just my signature, It's actually just a fire hat, but I mean,
fire.
It could be just my little power booster,
I've always seen you with it. I don't think I ever seen you without that. But okay, YouTube, that's MC Assassin. I mean, I recommend this server greatly. Like I said, it's fun. Oh, didn't even realize that. There is the vote system. The vote system does help out a lot. 15 diamonds.
Yeah, press tab and show them your screen so they get an idea of what we're all about.
Oh, did not even know that.
Yeah, it's a fancy tab there.
Yeah, that is a fancy tab. But yeah, as you can see on the screen right now, I'm going to not move. The IPs on here, the name, what type of faction or what type of server it is, and all that stuff, and voting, and who's on. As you can see,
it's just us.
Yeah, and like I love that. I love being able to not fear for my life every second and have to go dig a hole and get something a little heavy to hold shift so my name tag don't show up while on a server. I love that.
I know what you mean, man. I can't even survive in Mine Z for longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, Mine Z, you got to worry more about the players than the zombies. Like,
yeah.
Seriously, come with me. I will show you what I've done. YouTube, I know this is going a little longer, but I have done this before. I've had to dig a hole, like...
I'm going to have to go out a little bit further.
Sorry. Oh, wait, there's some more there's some more structures for players.
Something, yeah. That sounds like a little hole.
Okay, like right here. This would be perfect. I just dig, okay, and then boom. Not to hide from the mobs. I would do this in broad daylight to hide from players, because the servers are just that packed.
That is funny, man.
Yeah. All right, YouTube. But like I said, I recommend this server. I'm always in awe of it because it's just so much fun. You have any last words, Marine?
Like I said, thank you guys. We'd love to see you here, and we really are a 24/7 server. I never shut it off. It's here for you guys. I don't mind paying for it. I'll keep paying for it. You guys just come and pay us a visit, and just let us know you saw us on KBO's channel, and we'll take care of you.
All right. Trying to think. Anything else? Oh, I've always wanted this, and I'm more likely going to be kicking myself in the butt, but why did you choose your name that way? Except for the MCA. I know that part. This is going to be the last question of the interview.
Marine?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm a proud Marine.
I was like, he might be, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Couldn't ever tell.
A proud Marine.
Okay. All right, YouTube. That's it. This is it. I'm not going to add any more, except for I'm going to state that you missed a funny Enderman. He was just teleporting around with the block sand. But that's it, YouTube. And see y'all later. I'm just going to fly over to this mountain and close out. So see ya.